Hello, my brothers and sisters. My name is Tim Heijen and I'm a dragon witch. Welcome in the Belgian forest, where I like to explain something more about the dragon because I believe that there is not enough said about the dragon. So few people want to talk about the dragon, and that is a shame because there is so much to tell about them. And ever since the beginning of my path, since I was awakened, I always wanted to talk about the dragon because no one else did. There is so much that can be said, so many things that can be said, so much mystery that can be revealed among those people who can feel the dragon. And I like to talk about that moment, the draconic awakening. A draconic awakening is awakening like no other. It's not like in religions that they have, oh yeah, I've seen some saints, or now I am on the spiritual journey. Well, on the dragon's path, actually, it happens without you realizing it, without you know it. A draconic awakening most of the time happens because of a trigger that happens. That you can see the image of a dragon or something like this. Not more is needed than just that. The image of a dragon, such as a dragon drawing or a dragon image that is for sale somewhere, or a statue of a dragon, that is enough for you to let the gate be opened of the dragon, and most of the time without knowing it. Once this happens, your dragon will do everything in its power to grab your spirit and to awakening it. And that is like a hit on your soul, actually, on your spirit. It's like hitting on your spirit, and you are confused as hell. You confused. You don't know what is going on. It's like you are being born, a rebirth or something like this. That is actually very good to explain it. It's a bit like a rebirth. The dragon, when the dragon is touching you, actually, whatever they are doing is your soul, grabbing your soul and awakening it because it's asleep, and now it has to be awakened. And then you are like, you are confused, very much confused. Chaos everywhere. You don't even know who you are anymore. It's like, where am I? What is this? Your draconic energy is like emerging together alongside with your humanity, and now it's actually coming together, and you don't know anymore what you are or who you are, but you know this. The dragon's on your side because you felt this. You felt that the dragon has touched you. You felt the dragon by your side. That happens after your draconic awakening. But your draconic awakening is not over just whenever the dragon grabs you. It takes months. It takes months that you are going to be confused. And that is also what happens in these months that you have your draconic awakening. You'll become much more as the dragons themselves, because I had to force myself to put the dragon down. And because whenever I was going at a job or somewhere else, or I was shopping or something like this, or walking somewhere where people are, I was behaving much more as the dragon, and I had to force myself to reduce it, because in these months I was much more inside of myself, draconic than human, and I had to reduce this energy. Even though this energy of the dragon is like coming, just changing your entire spirit, your entire mind as well. It talks to your mind. You know where the dragon is by your side, but you have so many questions of what is going on. Yeah, and if you like to know how long it takes, yeah, 5 or 6 months, and then after the 5 or 6 months, your path can begin, as with all what you have seen. What I've seen actually in my draconic awakening, I've seen that I was seeing the dragon realm on a regular basis. I was actually saying to myself that I should go to an insane asylum because I just don't know what is going on. I can see or feel dragons. I see them whenever I close my eyes, and whatever I feel for them is so strong. I've never felt this before. But what you also have on your draconic awakening is that you already knew it. Somewhere you already knew it. You always loved dragons. You always had something with them, but it was asleep. Your spirit was asleep. All people always said that the dragon is not real, so you listen to them. But now that you are actually accepting the dragon, sometimes without even knowing it, that you are awakening yourself actually, that you don't even know it, that you are opening the gate for your dragon, and the first thing that he will do is like grabbing you. But not always, because some people just open the gate of the dragon slightly, so the dragon might come through but not completely. So the only thing that they can do is not grabbing you, but just touching you. Whenever this happens, your awakening will last longer, but lots longer actually. But it will just slowly awaken. Your spirit will slowly awaken. But if your dragon is completely there by your side, everything happens like this. And whenever the dragon is just touching you, just can touch you, your spirit, then it will have that will actually last a longer time. It will last so much, so long that you might say, oh my goodness, I wish I could know more, I wish it was awakened more. Well, let it happen. So open the gate for your dragon and let the dragon be there completely. So yeah, I've seen I know, whenever I was at my job and I was inside of this awakening, I could, that was my problem. I could talk to no one. I had no one to talk to. I didn't know what was going on. And that was my idea, to talk to you, my brothers and sisters, later on, because I know that some help might be advised whenever you have your draconic awakening. A draconic awakening can be somewhere traumatizing, even traumatizing, because it's so chaotic. It's so some you see heaven and hell, you see dragons, but you see your own self as a dragon, and you are changing, you are transforming inside of your spirit. It's somewhere, it's like a rebirth. A birth in itself can be traumatic for every creature, so now it happens again once more with your spirit. So it can be very difficult for you to actually going through this, and your dragon will be by your side. But your dragon, like I said before, you don't always have a good relationship with your dragon. Your dragon expects from you to awake, to rise, to change. But yeah, you cannot always do it immediately. That the dragon actually doesn't understand how this is working. You don't even understand how this is working. So actually this is a very difficult moment. You are actually transforming into a dragon inside of your spirit. That is what a draconic awakening is. You are awakening an energy that is actually very old but is asleep. And now the dragon awakened it, and whenever they do it like this with you, you have to realize that this can be sometimes very difficult, and yet you might need people by your side to tell you whatever is going on. Because these 6 months, I will never in my life forget the moments and the details that happened in these 6 months whenever I was awakened. Like I said, I had no one to talk to, so I had to let this go passing, let this go through, let this pass by. So, and I, after 3 or 4 months or 5 months, I believed, yeah, I'm going nuts, I'm going crazy. I see dragons and I cannot stop it to talk about them, to see them, to feel them. And yeah, somewhere I knew I felt these dragons before, but yeah, all the people said that I was going nuts. And that is what can happen with an enormous draconic awakening. When your draconic awakening happens like directly, immediately, like a lightning bolt that is striking you down. That was happening with me. I was like poof, blown away by the dragon. My dragon actually, it did not really did not act. Yeah, like I said, you can have a good relationship with your dragon. Most of the time, this relationship happens later on in your path. But at your draconic awakening, your dragon can be very fierce and hard and like a strict judge. It has happened, like they say, awaken, but you are like opening your dragon eyes for the first time, and you are awakened, but you are confused. You don't know what is going on. You don't even know what kind of an energy you have, what the dragon gods are, what the spirit by your side can be. You don't know it, but you know that there are spirits by your side after your awakening. But on your awakening in itself, you will have a million questions immediately. You will have a million questions, and no one is giving you guidelines. No one is giving you a book to know it with guide that guides you wherever you should go, wherever you have to go. But I can say this to you, my brothers and sisters: whenever you have an awakening, let it happen. Let it just happen. Let yourself be open to the dragon, and so try to talk with the dragon. That is also very important. Try to talk with them for some reason, but because sometimes an awakening is happening too fast and too strict. An awakening, it's just like you alone in the entire world is having these specific draconic awakening, because sometimes an awakening can of course happen longer than 5 or 6 months. Not lesser, never lesser, never. Um, it's not like 1 month or 2 months, no, at least 5 or 6 months. That is how long a draconic awakening happens. And after it can be that it continues, that your awakening continues because you are not awakened enough, so that the dragon is saying, awake, awake, but you are not ready for that. You are not ready, and that is sometimes when your relationship with your dragon can be very difficult, because you say enough, no, and your dragon is saying yes, yes, you have to. And yeah, and your dreams, oh my goodness, your dreams will be dragon all the way, and you will feel the void, you will feel the dragon realm, especially the dragon realm, especially because the void, I didn't understand what this was at the time, but the dragon realm is something that you can see very well whenever you have your draconic awakening. Whenever on a regular basis, whenever I close my eyes in the inside of dreams, I could see the dragon realm, and this is a place like this place. This is a place like this, wherever nature is, wherever forests are and meadows, but also dragons, dragons themselves, dragons of your dragon eye, dragons of your dragon circle. You can feel them, you can connect with them. That is also what happens with the draconic awakening. The lightning bolt between you and your dragon will be fierce, will be also fierce, and with your dragon eye will be having all of these energies. These energies finally complete whenever you are awakened. But like I said, confused as hell, confusing as like you don't know what is going on. But at that moment, keep in mind, forget about the world, forget about everything, forget about humans, forget about even your job. Sometimes you just need to forget about it, because this is intense. This is a moment that you have to have some time for yourself, that you need to meditate, that you need to sleep, that you need to think about it, that you just need a moment for yourself. Forget about the world whenever your dragon has awakened you, because this is very fierce and it will take a while. This will last for a lot of months, at least 5 or 6 months, like I said. Um, but yeah, you are transforming into a dragon, and sometimes the dragon can take over. Sometimes I just needed to put a human face on, a human mask, and now I'm having a dragon mask. But back then, I was changing so much that I needed to wear a human mask. And this was also very difficult, because the human mask always fell down, and people already were sending me to like a place that was testing me how sane I was. Really happened during my awakening. At my job, they sent me to a place to let my sanity be checked. And it turned out that my sanity was okay, but I was so in the middle of an awakening, and people just didn't understand that. That is so bad about this. That is why people need to talk about the dragon. That is why people need to talk about the dragon's path and your emotions, and whatever you are feeling for the dragon. It's not enough is said about the dragon. So, my brothers and sisters, whatever you have, whatever experience you have, share it with all, because this information is something that a brother or a sister can uh, can need. They might need this. So, like I said, not enough is said. That is not enough. But talk about the dragon, my brothers and sisters. It's not something that you need to be ashamed of. So, whenever you have your awakening, whenever you feel the dragon, whenever you feel the dragon transform inside of yourself, just let it happen. Let it be, because this will be your entire life, that your dragon inside of you will take over for a moment, and then after your awakening, it's time to go on the dragon's path.